antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily. Leaving to stop.
Well, I have failed you, friends. I have failed you miserably. I asked for some clips, and I was not specific enough with our staff. The fault is entirely mine. Help me with your derision. Not real stuff, but derision. The part that I found really, really interesting was she described they woke to pounding on the door, and the FBI came in, guns pointed.
Oh, you gotta be kidding.
I hate this so much. See, I'm still leaving at the same damn time. I don't know for this. Oh, it's 6.
Act like your kids are better than everybody. I hate all that. But of all the crimes going on in America, all the horrible things that are happening, you're gonna go in guns drawn and scare the bejesus out of people over this? What has been going on for years?
They committed fraud, Jack. Fraud and bribery of minor college officials.
That's ridiculous.
It sounds like you're making light of bribing a crew coach. You can't have that in this country.
Hey, you think you should knock on their door, send them a letter. Hey, say the jig's up, everybody caught on, so you might come down and fill out this paperwork. This is going to get unfortunate for you all, but...
Signed the police. Yeah, how freaking idiotic is that?
Wow.
The whole thing was phony. Everybody, every phase, on all sides, was phony.
Sure, the people driving those FBI decisions have their kids going to those colleges, so they got to act like, well, we can't have this.
What on our meritocracy?
More on the way.
Armstrong and Getty.
Now here's a real meritocracy. Big Mountain Air wants to earn your trust and earn your business going forward, and they're going to do it by showing up and doing this 2-for-1 rejuvenation for you. It's super, super affordable, great guarantees, but going to make your air conditioner and your heater run better all year long.
I'm still angry about that last story.
I know, it's so stupid.
More of my anger. But I got a good example coming up. So you get the $78 rejuvenation. Yeah, it's 2 to 3 hours of the best techs in Northern California looking at your HVAC unit and making sure it's going to run okay. And then they back it up with this. Your furnace or AC will not break down in the next year. You get $78 back, or guaranteed to save more than twice the cost of the service under your bills, or Big Mountain Air will refund the service cost, period.
There are some places, again, knock me down with a feather, that do this service just as a sales gimmick. This is 2 or 3 hours of serious work. The best techs in Northern California trying to get your system in shape. Go to BigMountainAir.com, BigMountainAir.com. Updated news at the top and bottom of every hour. Now, traffic on Talk 650 KSTE and streamed on the iHeartRadio app.
26 minutes to drive from Folsom to downtown Sacramento using West 50. The 19-minute drive is out of Woodland to downtown south on I-5, and from Sacramento to Davis over the Yolo Causeway in 21 minutes. 10 minutes west on 80 from Roseville to Cap City Split. Traffic every 10 minutes, mornings and afternoons on KFCK News Radio, 93.1 FM, 1530 AM.
This report is sponsored by Always Financial, uncompromised wealth management.
When investment, tax, insurance, and estate planning experts are at your disposal, that's uncompromised wealth management. Discover the benefits of Full Circle Financial Guidance by calling 833-GO-ALLWORTH or visit allworthfinancial.com today.
Got a drain that's clogged up? Or maybe a toilet? Or a faucet that just won't quit leaking? Kenny and Jerry are here from Bell Brothers, and we want you to know that it does make a difference which plumber you call. At Bell Brothers, we respect your time by showing up when we say when we can. Our technicians are all background checked and drug tested, and will greet you with a smile. They're trained to do the job right the first time, and they carry over 1,000 parts on their trucks, so they won't have to order something and then come back later. They leave the work area cleaner than they found it, and your final bill will be the same as they quoted. That's why they call us the No Surprise Guys. So if you need a plumber, it does make a difference who you call. Call Bell Brothers. Our number is 916-444-1234, or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com. That's 916-444-1234, or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
I'm going to do sorority, and right now half of our children and Sean is leading the way by creating a wellness coach profession. If you're looking for a new and rewarding career helping children and adolescents enhance their overall mental, physical, and emotional well-being, this program may be for you. It's about hope. It's about purpose. It's about becoming a certified wellness coach. Because it's time to spread the wellness. Sponsored by California Department of Healthcare Access and Information.
This is Tina Wilson. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
With the college football playoffs around the corner, conferences have done everything they could do to give their schools the best chance at receiving an invite. That was a major factor in conference realignment. Florida State and Clemson didn't partake in college football's newest trend, but after an undefeated season and a conference title, that wasn't enough to lift Florida State to the playoffs. The lack of respect for the ACC may leave its top teams no choice but to move on. I'm Dan Patrick.
Staples holiday deals mean amazing savings for the holiday season. Right now, save 50% on custom holiday cards and invitations, as well as custom photo gifts like mugs and calendars. Offer ends 12/16. Visit staples.com/print for more details. Have yourself a merry little holiday up at Staples.
Portions of the following program will be recorded.
So, who's going to do what? Flashlight?
Nowhere to be found.
Emergency supply kit?
Not that.
Great. Sounds like we don't have a plan.
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Visit ready.gov/kids and make a plan today.
She says,
I don't agree with you.
she says,
It's a fact of life.
this is where Sacramento comes to talk.
How long have I been talking about Joe Biden's cognitive state?
You might agree right away,
I've been talking about this since he started running for president.
or resist.
Now they're going to pay attention,
But eventually, even Democrats come around to Sean's way of thinking.
they're getting ready to put pressure on him to bail out.
Sean Hannity.
I don't want to say we told you so.
Actually, he does.
But we told you so.
Me, Sean Hannity. Today at noon on Fox 650 KSTE.
The Armstrong and Getty Show.
So that sounded like somebody in the parking lot of a Kiss concert recording it. That's the best audio that exists of what was this special concert with Kiss?
It was their last show, Jack, after 50 years of touring. New York City, their home base, said goodbye to Kiss.
They're breaking up.
No, they're just not touring anymore. They're old men.
Were people still into them?
I guess. I don't know. Nostalgia act mostly. Although they have now motion capture avatars that they spent days creating, and Kiss will continue on touring in three-dimensional what's it?
So they were a really big deal in the 70s.
Yeah.
Really big deal. Among, like, my friends when, like, grade school or whatever that was.
Adolescent males.
Yeah. I was never as into it. I never owned a Kiss album or a cassette, but my friends sure did. Anyway, we got this text. I wasn't allowed to listen to Kiss as a child because my parents caught wind that Kiss stood for Knights in Satan's Service. Yes, that's good old Catholicism in the Midwest for you. I think I was of similar, I remember that story going around, that that's what they meant. That's what they were all about. And then the whole, you know, I think my parents were off-put by the guy with the blood dripping down his face and everything like that. You know, that is not Glenn Campbell or Johnny Cash.
Not really, no. I mentioned earlier that I have a running disagreement with some of my musical friends, including Dave the drummer, who's texting me even as we speak. Yes, people are still into Kiss. Best band ever. Dave, what's the matter with you?
Man, Tom T. Hall never had blood dripping down his face.
Unless he got in a fight out back of an old honky-tonk.
Right, so anyway, goodbye to Kiss. But the most famous member of Kiss, the bloody guy, Gene Simmons, the bass player, he became gazillionaire with clothing, or?
They're all gazillionaires. Well, yeah, he has all sorts of irons in the fire, including building Kiss into a merchandise brand that's like never been seen on Earth for any other band except maybe the Beatles.
Well, in so many musical acts of back in the day, I wonder what they would have been today when you can't make money off of album sales.
would they have ever gotten traction? Would they have ever been anywhere close to as rich as they are now?
No, absolutely not. Not a fraction.
And unless
As I mentioned before, I know some people in national touring headlining bands who give piano lessons, when they're not touring and that sort of thing. Unless they wrote all the songs, that helps a little bit, but no, they have day jobs when they're not touring.
Yeah, there's a lot of giant acts out there that had a couple of hits, and you get to live, the life of a wealthy person the rest of your life. That does not happen anymore.
Nope.
Well, that's interesting. I don't know if I have time to get to this or not. We got on the topic in my house of whether or not a taco is a sandwich over the weekend. How much time have I got, Michael? Yeah, I don't have time to get into that, but I actually looked up the legal aspect of that. Maybe I'll save that for the podcast, the One More Thing podcast.
Well, there's the law, and then there's right and wrong.
Well, it gets very specific, and different states have different guidelines as to what is a sandwich. That will be the One More Thing podcast. Any portion of this 4 hours we're doing on radio, you can find as its own thing. It's Armstrong and Getty on demand, which is worth finding so you don't ever miss a segment.
A taco is a delicious Mexican sandwich. Everyone knows that.
And Getty.
The holidays are the happiest time of the year. That is, unless you or your loved ones are miserable because of colds, sinus infections, or allergies. This holiday season, give the gift of better breathing with Navage. What makes Navage so effective? Well, unlike cold and allergy drugs that might take a long time to help, if they're effective at all, Navage provides fast relief from sinus congestion in 30 seconds flat. Navage doesn't just relieve symptoms, it attacks the cause by sucking out the germs, allergens, and viruses trapped in your nose that are making you feel miserable. Best of all, Navage does it naturally, without drugs. Wash away your cold and congestion problems this holiday season. Add Navage to your gift list so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier all year long. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Subcontractors, grow your business with more leads and leverage your marketing costs to receive over 10 times the value in advertising. Subcontractors United is offering 40 home services contractors to join our advertising co-op. For under $2,100 a month, you'll share in over $83,000 a month in advertising. That's $1 million a year in advertising for under $2,100 a month. There's only 3 subcontractors per category, not 3,000, so the potential is unlimited. Google Subcontractors United for more information.
All your life, you've worked hard, paid your dues, and earned what's yours. Well, in your golden years, you deserve a Medicare provider that works just as hard. But Medicare reports that Kaiser Permanente's patient quality ratings have been dropping across the country. You deserve a health plan that values quality as much as you do. Go to www.dropkp.org to learn more about your Medicare options beyond Kaiser Permanente.
Paid for by UFCW 555.
Updated news at the top and bottom of every hour. Now, traffic on Talk 650 KSTE and streamed on the iHeartRadio app.
Heading west on 50, you can get from Folsom to downtown Sacramento in 25 minutes. 19 minutes from Woodland to downtown and south on I-5. Over the Olo Causeway, a 21-minute drive from Sacramento to Davis, and Roseville to downtown Sacramento in 21 minutes on West 80 and West Cap. Traffic every 10 minutes, mornings and afternoons on KFBK News Radio, 93.1 FM, 1530 AM.
This report is sponsored by Jackson Hewitt Tax Services, home of the Money Today guarantee. They're playing Jingle Bells at Jackson Hewitt. Starting December 11th, get a holiday loan for up to $1,000. Visit JacksonHewitt.com. Early refund advance offer to eligible clients. Application required. Finance charge plus. Loans by Republic Bank. Details at JacksonHewitt.com.
Talk 650 KSTE, Rancho Cordova, Sacramento.
lecturers, librarians, counselors, and coaches are walking out of 4 different campuses this week. They're demanding a 12% raise in 1 year. The CSU system says that's going to cost about $380 million, and that won't work, so they've offered 15% over 3 years. The union says no way, so hundreds are going to walk out of Cal Poly today. San Francisco will be tomorrow, followed by CSU LA, and then Sacramento will be on Thursday.
That reminds me, I got a question about schooling in general and where all the money goes and why things that used to exist don't exist anymore. Remind me of that. I want to talk about that later.
Notification from Call App. Do you want to hear it?
A dry start, very little rain or snow recorded in the last 2 months, and because of that, the state's 29 water agencies aren't getting the supply that they asked for next year. Officials at the Department
Notification
of Water Resources
from
only
Call
giving
App.
them 10%
Do you want to hear it?
of what was requested, but says that number could go up if storms arrive. Most of the reservoirs in our state remain above average for this time this year.
Okay. It has been pretty early to be making pronouncements, isn't it?
Notification from Call App. Do you want to hear it?
Public Pines should expect delays along the Pony Express Trail this week for road work that is beginning. They're going to be getting rid of the trees that run along the south side of the road between Sanders Drive and Fly Park Road.
Notification from Call App. Do you want to hear it?
December 15th.
Good. Too many damn trees. That's what I say. You go up in the Sierra, it's nothing but trees everywhere.
Can't see anything. You can't see the forest for them.
Notification from Call App. Do you want to hear it?
Hey,
From the Abraham Lincoln Radio Studio, the George Washington Broadcast Center, Jack Armstrong and Joe Getty. The Armstrong and Getty Show.
This notion that somehow there's been a lack of information or transparency, I call false on that.
Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson defending his handling of the migrant crisis as temperatures drop below freezing and more than 1,000 migrants are sleeping in tents on the streets and the floors of police stations.
Sleeping on the floors of police stations. Yeah, that's super common in New York, too. New York City's getting more attention because it's New York City. But both Chicago and New York sanctuary cities are getting inundated with illegal immigrants with no place to go and no money, and they're all scrambling madly to figure out, A, what to do about them, and B, not admit, all right, the sanctuary city thing was fake. It was always fake. We didn't think anybody was coming.
How amazed have you got to be if you're like a Honduran and you're coming from some country where, you know, you can't trust the government, it's just awful and all these different things. You get to the land of plenty and they let you sleep on the floor at the police station if you're from some other country. I mean, that has to be head-spinning. Wow, this is the land of plenty. I'm from a different country, and I came here illegally, and they're letting me sleep on the floor of the police station. Whereas back in my country, nobody helps you with nothing.
And they're feeding them and clothing them and medicating them as well and educating the kids.
And it is pretty crazy that you let people come from other countries and make the taxpayer foot the bill for that.
Yeah, I would agree. But the reason I'm bringing this up, because most of this happened last